Happy Whiskey Wednesday, everybody. That means it's day 3 of Bourbisane's Blind Whiskey Advent Calendar. For the next 22, I think it is, days now, I'm going to be trying a blind sample poured by my wife earlier this week. And I'm going to be guessing age, proof, distillery if I have a chance. And it could be anything open in my bar. So that's like 150 to 200 bourbons, whiskeys all around. Yesterday we had a world whiskey. If you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it right now. Wasn't expecting that. I was fully expecting to get another bourbon since that's the 95% of what I have open here. So, but I'll tell you what, I love doing this. It's blind samples for me. I get to train my palate, see how good I really am, and you know what? I'm going to be embarrassed, but that's all right. I'm just here for a good time, not a long time. First things first before we get into the review. If you haven't yet, like this video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and stick around to the end of the video for the question of the day. Every day that you're here, you do those things, you answer that question of the day, you're going to get another entry into a giveaway. I'm going to be giving away a bottle, and I'm sorry if you've watched all 3 days so far and you already know this information, but for those of you that are just joining on day 3, I want to make sure you get this. So stick around to the end, answer that question, and you're going to get an entry into a chance to win this bottle. And it could be anything. It's something I really love, I'll tell you that much. Without further ado, let's get into day 3. So as mentioned, day 1 and 2 were surprising. Pretty impressed with my palate, honestly, so far. I know that can change in a heartbeat, so I'm not going to hold my breath on anything. But day 3, I don't know what it's going to hold. Let's grab it, find out here. Smaller sample bottle for this, but it is filled to the top. I like that. As mentioned, we had a world whiskey yesterday. I'm hoping we get back into the bourbon realm here, guys. Oh, that stopper's still in there. Look at that. Oh, goodness. Let's do that. Oh, yeah, that's a nice dark color. I like that. Promising so far. Promising so far. Yep. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Love it. Love it. Nice leg sticking to the glass. Immediately, this is just giving me bourbon vibes just on the color. You know, haven't gone to the nose or the palate, anything like that, but bourbon vibes on the color. Nice viscosity, nice legs. Love the look of it. It's good stuff, baby. It's good stuff. All right, let's go into day 3, guys. Oh, yeah. We're certainly in the American whiskey realm of things, whether it be rye or bourbon. So much vanilla, so much deep, rich caramel. There's definitely stone fruit in this. First 2 days, I don't think I described any stone fruit at all in any of those. But there's absolute fruitiness in this, and I'm getting a lot more rye influence, too. I don't know if this is full-on rye whiskey or not. See, this is where it gets really tough, because sometimes distinguishing between bourbon and rye is very difficult. It's a lot of mint, though. A lot of mint coming through. And it's almost like a... I'm getting spearmint. Spearmint more than peppermint. Quite a bit of proof, though. I mean, proof and just flavor is coming through, though. Not a lot of bright fruit. Definitely some oak there, so I think this has some age on it. Our first 2 weren't very old. At least I don't think so. You know, I don't remember the actual... I don't know the actual age on day 2 because it was a blend. That's got a really good nose, though, guys. Oof. I'm looking forward to drinking this whiskey, whatever this is. So, let's go right into it. Ah. That's nice. That's nice. Not that I don't love, you know, America or world whiskeys, you know, but bourbon is just where my heart's at. Bourbon is my... It's what I started with. I love branching out into world whiskeys when I'm in the mood for them, but bourbon's always going to be that thing that just always kind of hits home for me. You know what I mean? First sip, that rye bite is definitely on the mid palate. So this is definitely either a higher rye mash bill, I feel like, or could even be a rye whiskey, but there's a lot of sweetness going on in this too. Deep, rich vanilla caramel all day. Oak is there. I mean, this is probably at least... It's no younger than 6. I'll say that for sure. I'm not getting almost no graininess at all either. When I get most whiskeys at least, when I get almost no graininess, That tells me it's probably at least 8 years, 8 to 10, you know. I've had a lot of graininess show up, especially on some higher proof, or on some lower proof stuff, I should say. At the 6 to 7 year mark, that still get that graininess. There's a lot of rye in this, though, man. I'm getting dill coming through now. Could almost be like an MGP rye. But that spearmint is there, but this is... There's a whole nother layer of, like, whipped vanilla and whipped oak creaminess. Creamy oak. I'm sorry if I get to rambling during this, guys, but like I said, when I do the blind advent calendar, what I'm going to do is just talk to you like as if I'm talking to myself in my mind. And what I kind of talk through my whiskeys at. So, age-wise, when things for me tend to get to 8 to 10 years, that's when I tend to lean more towards those whipped oak, you know, sweet oak, sweet vanilla, whipped cream almost, or vanilla frosting, you know. It turns more into that, like desserty. This whiskey does turn, it seems to be very desserty. It's that mint though, you know, like, it's definitely rye, man. I might have to guess a rye whiskey on this. There's so much sweetness though. It's so hard to say. Maybe it's a 50-50, like very similar mash bill. Oh, I do have a 50-50. I have a couple Boo Ryes. I've got just a High West Boo Rye, and I also have the Knob Creek Boo Rye, which actually, surprisingly, is really good. I don't think this is that, though. I'm not getting any of that Jim Beam profile. Fruitiness is still coming through. Stone fruit is almost like plums and raisins. A little bit of like a spice cake type profile, too. Like maybe almost like a Christmas fruit cake. Maybe just because I'm in the Christmas theme, I got the Christmas setting going. Like I just feel like that I'm in the mood, you know. December, winter, like those months, that's when I tend to get into those type of spiced whiskeys, you know, like your Midwinter Night Dram and more rye heavy stuff. This is so difficult. All right, let's go into the specs here. So this tended to lean more towards the whipped vanilla frosting. You know, that rye spice definitely still came through, but that it leaned more towards sweet oak. I'm thinking at least 8 years. I'm gonna go 9 year on this, just because I got no graininess either. You know, 9 year rye. Is it a rye? I don't know. It's so sweet. I'm gonna go rye. I'm gonna say it's a rye whiskey, maybe just a barely legal rye, like a 51% rye. Proof though, it's high. I'm gonna say 110 on proof. Barely legal rye, or I guess just rye whiskey, some type of rye whiskey. Distillery, I don't know. I guess I'll say MGP, some kind of MGP rye that's a lower rye mash bill rye whiskey, I guess. That's tough, man. Today was a tough one, but I'll tell you what, that's a really good whiskey, and I would drink that all the time. So let's check what our results are for that. Day 3, guys. Day 3. Okay. Nope. I was wrong. Four Roses OESK. So OESK recipe. If I'm not mistaken, K is the fruity recipe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. 8 year, 10 month. Wow, I did pretty good on that. I said 9 years. So 8 year, 10 month, but obviously I said rye whiskey, so not bourbon. So that's the biggest thing. You know, getting the mash bill right is step 1. You got to get mash bill right before you can even try to get credit on anything else. But yeah, I'll tell you what, Four Roses barrel proof pick. So 8 year, 10 month, and this was a 56.4. Let me go grab the bottle real quick. We'll talk about it. All right, so got the bottle right here. This is almost gone. Look at this thing. That's Four Roses single barrel, barrel proof, barrel strength. 56.4. What did I say? 110. So this is about 113. That's not bad. I didn't do too bad on that, and my age was really close too. But I did say rye instead of bourbon. So that's the problem. Let me look at the recipe thing. I know it's on the side here of all these. OESK is spicy and full body. So, yeah, I guess. I could see that. I mean, it definitely had the spiciness from the rye, the high rye mash bill for sure. No question about that. This is a pick from Premier Wine and Spirits. And it's almost gone. But this is good stuff. I mean, I really enjoy these. And honestly, I always enjoy these Four Roses picks. It's hard to say if I like the single barrels more or if I like the small batch. I mean, I like the single barrel proofs the most out of all their base stuff that I can actually get and it's attainable. I'm actually a really big fan of the small batch select, though. I thought that was a great release from Four Roses. And there's been recent news. Four Roses might be selling, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that, see what happens with that whole situation. But always been a fan of Four Roses. You know, a lot of people don't like the price tag or, I guess, just some of the stuff that they do with their expressions, if you will. But I think they have obviously have the most variety. You know, 10 different recipes, all the different things you can do as far as the recipes go. And that always makes me interested and feel like I can get a different flavor profile out of every single expression, which is great. You know, so that was good. It was a good one today. Good to get back to the bourbon world. I thought it was rye, but that's all right. You know, that's why we're here. That's why we're training our palate during December. So, question of the day today. Since we had a Four Roses pop up, let's ask this question. Have you had Four Roses, and if so, what is your favorite Four Roses expression? So this can be anything. It can be some of their super high-end stuff like the limited edition small batches, the Al Youngs, if you had the Al Youngs, or just Four Roses Yellow Label, you know. I just want to hear from you. Let me know down in the comments if you've had it, and if you like it. If not, what's your alternative? Let me know that too, so... If you guys haven't yet, make sure you do like this video, subscribe to the channel, and answer that question of the day so that you can get another entry into the giveaway. Also, if you haven't yet, please do check out my Patreon page, Bourbinsane.com. A lot of cool stuff going on, behind-the-scenes stuff, early access videos to this, more giveaways going on over there too. So if you like this, if you like seeing this, please do let me know. I appreciate all the support, each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here, joining me on day 3. I will see you tomorrow for day 4. Stay insane.